This video is going to go over the setup of the Coda project management add-on, as well as copying the example files that I've provided. To install, first what you have to do is you have to go over you have to install the dependencies. To install the dependencies, I would recommend using this add-on, blender_pip, which is a Python module manager. So just navigate to this GitHub page. I'll have a link pasted. Click Code, download as zip. Within Blender, go to Edit, Preferences, Install. Navigate to where you've placed it. So in my case, it's within Downloads. Let's see, Blender Pip Master. Okay, and enable it. Go down to this module and type in Coda IO and click Install. When you do so, it should come up with a list of values. Some of these may be satiated, most likely will not be, and they will install. So now with the dependencies installed, we can navigate to where we've downloaded the Coda Project Management add-on. We can click on it, click Install Add-on, enable it. And now when we open this, we can see some other stuff. So you can see it has a warning, requires dependency, see documentation. We've already taken care of that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to paste the API key within this. So let me bring up my API key on another screen. This will be provided by your Coda document, and I'm going to, or Coda profile, and I'm going to show you how you can access that. I'm going to paste that in here. And if I try to retrieve the Coda row right now, currently the UID is not found in table scenes master. And it's not going to matter whether or not I change this from any of these to any others, because currently, as you can see, the row/UID is blank. The reason it's blank is because this file hasn't been saved out as anything. So the UID is going to be a truncated version of your file name. And to give an example, so r_asset, asset name _ version branch A #1, or just asset name will all become the UID asset name. So within the example document here, I'm just going to manually change this file, but if this file was saved out as any one of these or any variation similar to these or in these, it would automatically become asset name, whatever it might be. So to just go through and change a couple of settings. So this is currently overriding the current file's UID. There we go. So now if I press retrieve Coda row, it's going to say not found in scenes master. That's because this is an asset and it's within the asset list. I'm going to retrieve the Coda row again. Once I do so, after a couple of seconds, that'll disappear. But on the right side, under Clay of Man Tools, you can see Coda integration has popped up. If we press on settings, it'll bring up the same menu as within preferences, but yeah. So let me go to primary. And if I want to expose these within the panel, I'm going to press Shift and click on any ones that I want to expose. So within the Edit panel, these are ones you're able to edit. And within the View panel, these are ones that you're only able to view. These are determined by settings within Inject, and if you're using my examples, just leave these as B. Or let the technical artist of your team manage that. You can also export and import settings, and when you import settings, it'll put it to this file path, and when this file path is filled, this add-on will automatically reference those settings every time you open a file. And this is important for keeping large-scale management all neat and tidy, and decreasing the amount of work on anybody. So anyway, yeah, those are all viewable, and any changes that I make inside of here, whenever I save with auto read write Coda enabled on, it will write to Coda. I can also write to Coda by pressing this button manually. So, giving an example momentarily. So this is example doc 0.9, 0.92, which is the example doc that I'm currently in. And I loaded up asset example 1 here. So currently it's marked as complete and an environment. So let me go to asset list just to show these changes being made. So you can see that it's not within the to-do list, and if I was to expand this out, it would be crossed out here. So this is asset example 1. If I go through and I change it from complete to something like reference or review, and I was to write to Coda, or if I was to save and it was to automatically write to Coda, you can see that within the Coda document it has been uncrossed out. And this goes for any changes that are made inside of here. Also, the file path and the any linked assets as well as other information is within here. So currently, because this object has, or this file hasn't been saved, it has no file path. But it does show the active user, and if there was another active user within this document, it would give me a warning. Just so that you don't overwrite somebody else's progress. Also, any linked objects within the scene, the file path, as I said, any dependencies, which is sort of the same thing as linked all, however they're done in a slightly different way. I believe this is a read only. Yes, it is. Yeah. So that's just about all of it. So if I go to widget also, I can enable a widget in the top right corner. So let's just say stage reference. So that means whenever I'm working an object, I can just change the stage from like rigging to modeling or whatever it might be. And whenever this is enabled, auto read write, whenever you save the document, it will integrate with Coda. Also, if you save just once, say I'm just going to throw this on the desktop, it will pop up and it'll ask you if you want to integrate with the Coda document. So if you do so, it'll go through, it'll reread everything, and then whenever you change something, save. So now this was changed from rigging to new. Within the Coda document, it will change it there as well. So that gets changed within source, and then it propagates outwards to all views of the source. So that's all the basics of the setup and operation. If you want to go through and create your own Coda document and API key, that's what I'm going to show you now. So within Coda, if you go to the start page, click make a doc, or just type in coda.io, press enter, and create, sorry, not create a doc. If you click make a doc here or go to coda.io, it will allow you to create a profile and give you all the information related to that. So what I'm going to do is, let me go back. So I was accessing, not this copy of the Coda doc, I was accessing it within another profile, but let me delete this. So, yeah, when I, well, this is the blank document. Yeah, okay. So I'll give access to two different files. I'll give access to this blank document as well as another document that has all the examples within it. So you can see that this is view only. If I go up to the top left here, click on these three dots, click copy, and I can create a copy of this document within my own workspace for Coda. So let's just call this blank doc version 0.92. You can call it whatever you'd like. I would recommend giving it your project name, whatever that might be. So now you'll get a blank document that is your own. You are the owner of it. And I can just come through and register a scene. So this scene is going to be, let's say, scene number 1. Okay. And I'm Not going to worry about any of this, and I can come through and add any number of scene layers that I would like. So scene 1, and this is these names are the UIDs. So scene 1, lighting, let's say. So you can see scene 1 lighting is in here, and currently it doesn't have any start or end date, and the settings haven't been filled out, so it's not appearing in the timeline. If we go to asset, we can register a new asset. Let's just call this asset underscore example 1. I'm not going to worry about adding an image or anything like that. We can assign a user here. We can give the due date, and pretty much everything like that within the Coda document. Excuse me. We can set priority and stuff like that. And as you saw within Blender, it's going to pop up there. So yeah, that's creating a document. Now accessing your API token, you can click on your profile, click these 3 dots, click Account Settings, and scroll down until you see API tokens. This would not be there by normal. So you're going to click Generate API Token, and I'm just going to say Access Read Write, Generate API Token, and I can copy the token. And then this gets pasted within the settings here. So now let me retrieve the row again. Not found within Asset List Master of the blank document. And that's because our example is Asset Example 1, and the UID that I put, I believe, was Asset Example. Let's see. Asset Example 1. No. Document owner, retrieve row. Yep, all the information is appearing now. I'll have to look into that bug and fix it before release. But that is an overview of the add-on and what it allows you to do. So I hope you find this useful, and yeah.